Hey there, some people have been wondering how customizable really is 22 apps, and I wanted to show that off in this video. So we're going to be going through all the elements and all the screens to make sure that you have a good understanding of what exactly 22 apps is all capable of. So how 22 apps works is based on sections, rows, and elements. So if you go ahead and drop in a section, it will let you, just like you may be familiar with if you've ever used like ClickFunnels or GrooveFunnels or Lead Pages or Divi or any sort of online web paging builder, really, this will feel very familiar, is that you've got your sections, which we will color code, and we've got our rows, and rows are like how many columns you have. So like, let's make that, I don't know, blue. And then you have your elements. So let's just drop in like icons. So we can have icon 1, icon 2, and icon 3 in the individual rows. So sections hold rows, rows hold columns of elements, essentially. So this should feel very familiar if you've ever used any sort of online platform. If you haven't, then I do have videos that go more in depth on specifically how to do this and how they work more in depth. And you can definitely check out our YouTube channel or the support portal for that kind of stuff. Though basically, the thing that's important to know is how customizable 22 apps really is, which I'd like to basically show you. You can use the header element, the text element, and we're going to just drop these on in there, and we're going to edit the row, and we're just going to delete, let's just delete the row and make a new one. You can drop in the header element, and we'll make this also like pink so we can see it. The text element, which is just slightly smaller text. An image, so we can upload any kind of image file and resize it as we need to. We can upload a video, and this can be from YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, MP4, like all the main places. Audio, so if you wanted to upload like an MP3 or like a podcast, you can do that. Buttons, lists, icons. List is like bullet point list or icon list. So you can select any type of icon you really want. Let's go with like, I don't know, a lightning bolt. And we'll make the icon, I don't know, blue. Icon, as well as, I'll just make this smaller so it's easier to see, as well as a divider, and you can change obviously the thickness of this. So all of these elements are what we have right now currently in 22 apps, and they're very, very, very customizable, because when you put all of this together, mixed with some other settings that I'll show you in a second, it becomes super, super easy to turn the exact app that you have in your head into reality. And the other things that I'll show you real quick, and then we'll do a demo of building an app right here live, is in here you have the paintbrush kind of icon, and this lets you change the background color. So if you want to change the background color of the whole app, like let's say the section was transparent, then you could change the background color of the entire app. You could also set what happens when they swipe left and swipe right within the app on this particular screen. So you could have it go to a submenu, go to a previous screen, go to the next screen, or go to any screen of your choosing, which makes it very, very, very easy and nice to be able to create an app that maybe isn't necessarily standard. Maybe you don't just tap everywhere to do certain actions, but maybe you swipe left or you swipe right? And that makes it much more engaging depending on the circumstance of the app. So basically, in this example at least, what I'm going to go ahead and do as well, I'll also show you submenu links. So in each app, you have the option to have what's called a submenu, which is where they can swipe it over or open up a menu where there is additional links to different pages. Hey there. Oh, we're gonna go like this. Test, okay. And in the app, there can be different links to different pages that people can easily just tap on to open up those respective pages in the app. So it's like an additional menu that you can use. And what I like is, I'm just going to get rid of this for a second. And I'm going to go ahead and log into my main account. So I'm going to go ahead and log out. I'm going to log in here. And we're going to access our main app. So you can see here that this is an app that's built obviously on 22 apps. And it's just it's comprised of the exact components that you see here. So to get some ideas flowing on some examples that you could build, this is like a basic home screen. Here's a series of training videos that I have kind of lined up. Here's a series of updates that I've posted. Here's a series, here's like some membership info of being part of the 22 apps community. Here's like a video directory where they can click on to access different sets of videos that they're looking for. Resources, there's like a quiz. They can get access to GrooveFunnels as well. Here's our podcast where you can listen, either go ahead and listen on any of these platforms or listen directly within the app using the audio plugin. Here's an example of, let's say, I think these are just videos. Yeah, these are just videos. But you could also go ahead and check out our templates, like I mentioned. And I know in this particular app, there's an articles list template for an article and a service and different things that you can build. So definitely go ahead and check out all the various templates that we have, and you can take inspiration from any of those since you have access to them. Well, as a light member, you have access to the first two, and then as a pro member, you have access to all of them, which is really nice. So with that, I hope this has been valuable. I hope this gives you a good idea of how this all works. I'll quickly build like a little test. Actually, this is funny. I was doing a test for like a nursing app, but I'll redo this all right now, right in front of you, so you can kind of see how to build an app from the ground up. If you did want to do it from the ground up, basically you would go ahead and you might add a section. You might give it some kind of color. So like, let's say we make this green. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a health kind of app. That green's a little bit, let's make it like, we'll just have that green. That's fine. And maybe we add the name of the app to the top. So like Jeff's Health Studio. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why we're calling it that, but that's what we're going for. And maybe Jeff has a little logo that he puts there. In this case, we're going to use the 22 apps logo, but normally you might have an alternate logo. So you can go ahead and click on row, and we can change that into 3 different columns, and we can set the width to be like 10, 80, and 10, and we'll put Jeff back in the middle. And then now we can upload a little, well, let's just use an icon. Let's say Jeff's logo is like an apple, and let's say his logo's red. This is just for quick and dirty demo purposes, but you can see there that we've already got that nice top bar. It's a bit big, so we'll narrow it down a little bit by editing the sections spacing over here on the right. And we might move this down 1% because it's a bit high. And then this too, 1% down. Awesome. Perfect. So then what we want to do next is maybe Jeff needs some content. So maybe we add like a header to the top of the page. Jeff's awesome header. I don't know. And Jeff doesn't like this font, so we're gonna switch it up to something like this, and we'll put it in the middle. And then we need an awesome rockin' video to go right below that. So we'll put the video right in there. And you could import like some kind of YouTube or MP4 or Vimeo or Wistia file. Maybe below that, there's a little bit of a description on here's what's happening this week, words, and there's lots of words here. And maybe there's like some kind of checklist of what's going on. So maybe there's thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, etc. And maybe instead of a bullet point, we use an icon. So we could use like a little, we could use, just so that we're not searching everywhere, let's just use this lightning bolt thing again. And let's make it blue, just because, why not, right? And it needs to be a bit bigger. All right, awesome. So that's a good start to the app. And you could also have something that's sticky to the bottom for like some kind of menu. So we could add in a section, and we can go ahead and click on the section. We can select sticky to bottom, which allows us to pin it to the bottom of the app within the section. And so when we go ahead and we add different things, we can say like, we could have a little menu actually on the very bottom of different icons. So right now these icons are a little bit big and they're not really separated properly. So if you're ever having trouble grabbing like the row or grabbing the section, you can click the little minus button and it'll bring you up one level. So like if you're clicking an element, if you click minus, it'll bring you into row settings. If you click minus, it'll bring you into section settings, which is a really handy feature for this kind of work. But if you go ahead and go into the row settings, we can make it, let's say 4 columns, and we can just duplicate this 4 times, and we'll bring these over into each individual column. And obviously we'd make them smaller. Should have done that before, but this is just for quick demo purposes. And maybe we give like the section some kind of background color as well. I don't know, something like this. So this would allow us to have, and we can choose our different icons that we want as on the bottom for the menu, essentially. I'd like to clean this up and have it where the background is the same color on both. So I'm going to make that section green as well. And that gives it a lot better a vibe. Now, one thing to note is that this top part here, this green part at the top, will actually appear green on iPhone devices. So this is something that if you see like this is white here at the top, it will actually appear green on your phone when you go ahead and test it, because this is touching the top, so it will appear green at the top. So no need to worry about that. So I hope that helps with like a basic introduction of the elements in 22 apps and how to begin building it. If you ever need any help, please post in the Facebook group. We are here to help. All right. So I hope this has been valuable, and please let us know if you need anything else. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.